All right, so we've waited about 45 minutes, and this is nice and firm and hard. It doesn't give under any pressure. It's not easy for me to like cut into, so I'll take off my clamps, and I'm going to carefully take off my side boards. If anything pops off with it, like if there's like chunks and stuff of plaster on the side, then it's too early. Just leave your stuff alone for a little second. And by a little second, I mean like come back in like an hour. Okay, so we don't need this clay anymore, so we will take all of that away. If there's no plaster on it, you can keep it. But if there is any plaster on it, please just toss that aside. When in doubt, throw it out. Or drop it on the floor, whatever. All right, so there's my mold. My seam is looking very nice. I'm so far happy with what I got going on here. And now I'm going to need to clean off all of this excess clay. And I definitely want to get all of the clay out of the seam, and I need to clean off all of the clay that is on the side walls of my piece. So just get everything pretty like. Now, try not to remove your piece from the mold. If you can keep it in the mold, then keep it in the mold. Don't test it out or anything like that. Right now, it is all about having that perfect little seal in there and leaving that. Like you can never quite get it back in the same place. Which of course then it like moves on me, but it stays in there, so I'm not gonna try to pull it out. Like we'll just leave it there. It'll be I'll be fine. Yep, so my seam is clean. So now I'm ready to put my keys in here. Sometimes people put their keys in the first like thing. I like to put my keys in here. Don't forget to make your keys. You'll regret that. Your keys should be shallow, kind of wide. We don't want to encroach upon that center line of where your actual mold line comes touching the piece. But I do want to make sure that I have a nice shallow disc in there, and I'm going to put on 4 of them, but nothing hard and no like 90-degree angles. Everything should be kind of a low, shallow divot, otherwise they pop off and you lose your keys. so now I've cleaned that all off. And then this, I think that I dropped a chunk of clay in there, and now I have a clay chunk in my plaster, which is not really a big deal, but I think it bothers me, so I'm going to take it out because I just am bothered by it. No other reason. Otherwise it's honestly probably fine, and I don't think it does anything other than bother me. Okay, now it's time to see if I can get so I think I told you guys before that my coddle boards are a little bit short. They'll still be tall enough for what I need, but I am going to have to put them on some supports in order to make them work. And that is still too short. So let's go find some supports.